I've started laying out the niche in my shower installs after I've started installing the tile. It just allows for like a perfect layout with one of the courses of tile so that the niche lands perfectly in a course. I find if you try and just do the math, you wind up getting burned, whether, the tiles are just a little bit imperfect, especially if you're doing like subway tile or something like that, and you have literally dozens of courses of tile. Like, all it takes is just a hair of, difference to add up a couple times, and then all of a sudden, you have a sliver tile, at the bottom or the top of your niche. So this just completely removes that factor. You do it while you're going and waterproof it, and it's the same as if you had have done it before you started tiling. So it's just way better, and having it line up perfectly in a course of tile is typical of like a higher end install. So it's just better all around this way.
Went down to the river, washed my sins away. Praying for another day. I went down to that river, washed my sins for free. The devil's on the other bank, staring back at me. I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man. Another nail in my coffin, another nail for me. I gotta look pretty when I go down. Another nail in my coffin, can't you spare one more? I gotta look pretty when I'm knocking down heaven's door. I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man. My cigarette. You ever seen a dead man talking? No, you haven't seen one yet. I'm a dead man walking, 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 I'm a dead man. I went down to that river, washed my sins for free. No one seemed to notice as I stared. I went down to that river, I washed my sins away. I was thinking of you in that wedding gown. I went down to that water, I washed my sins away. The world faded away as I went down, 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 down. I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man.
So with certain mosaic tiles, especially pebble tiles, it's really easy to get what's called sheet lines in the install. Basically, what that means is just the edges of each sheet after they're installed. If they're not absolutely perfect, the joints in the tiles are clear as day and it just looks awful, kind of like a grid pattern after it's all installed. So one way to counteract that is to peel off each tile individually and set them all one by one instead of on the backing sheet that they come in. So I'm just doing that, take them all off. Obviously this method takes way longer, but it's worth it, just not having, that factor or variable of seeing the sheet lines after the install, because tile is always the focal point of the room. Your eye's drawn to the tile install, and if it looks like garbage, it's kind of a failure.